Hello, everybody. Welcome to Mad Nice Morning. I'm your host, Ray Rockford. Thank you for coming on this morning. It should be a nice, quick, motivational morning for you. I I'm changing a little bit of my method. I'm doing these live mornings so that I could get some feedback from you to make better quality videos. I'm gonna have a mission to uh, start a couple sort of channels. One of the channels is going to be learn about laws. So I'm going to explore the world of laws and kind of give insight on how we can take universal principles and use them to better our lives. Because what happens is universal principles are things that never change, and when you can harness that sort of power of the universe and bring it into your life, then you really can use that power for good for your personal self. And so this Learn About Laws series, I already made one video. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's going to be, the quality is going to improve with every video. And I'm hoping the quality of content as well is very rich with your help. And then my second series is called, Have You Ever Had the Feeling? And so my next video is going to be along this line, and I'm going to make a series of it. And I just want to explore the world of emotions and feelings. And I want to encourage people with this series to go from sort of feeling a certain way to feeling better. And how can we do that? And this concept comes from, once again, Abraham Hicks. She came out with an emotional scale. And so all of our emotions are on a vibrational scale. And if what happens is you can't go from depression to joy and freedom in one fell swoop. You have to vibrationally get there. And so I want to explore how we can up our vibration through our emotions, through these videos. And so I wrote a little script this morning, and I'm going to read it to you. And I'd like for you guys to comment and give your feedback, and let me know if there's anything that resonates with you. And then it'll help me to develop this next video, which I'm excited about, because I really think that people are hungry for it. What I did this morning is I looked up how many searches have been made for all of these different emotions, and there's so much demand for people want to feel better. And so I want to help people feel better. So I'm going to go into it. I'm going to read what I wrote this morning, and it's just a quick draft for now. And then hopefully I can develop it a little more bit by bit with you guys. So bear with me. I just wrote it this morning, and let me know what else I can mention, and what if this resonates with you. Okay. So, have you ever had the feeling of total freedom? Most of us have had a glimpse of this feeling. Other feelings on the same frequency is the feeling of love and joy, the feeling of appreciation, the feeling of personal empowerment, the feeling of knowing that anything is possible. We do feel this way now and again, but the question to ask is, how can I feeling for longer periods of time? Our emotions are constantly fluctuating, almost like a sine wave, going up and down, up and down. This is the reason that when we feel very good in the moment, it will not stay that way indefinitely. In addition, because of this wave, like fluctuation in our emotions, the feeling of freedom and joy is usually accompanied by an opposing emotion. The depth of this opposing feeling is determined by your emotional balance or control. If someone is very emotional or emotionally unstable, the feeling of freedom and joy can be accompanied by the feeling of depression and despair. So, how can we avoid these humongous dips in our emotions? By practicing the feeling of freedom and joy more often. In other words, milk the feeling. When you spontaneously feel really good, take some time alone and sit in meditation and bask in that feeling. This act of basking in your good feeling emotion will raise your vibration. What do I mean when I say raise your vibration? Let's take the idea of a sine wave, and your emotions are constantly fluctuating from good feelings to less than good feelings, and then back to good. It keeps on going and going. When you're on a good feeling spectrum and you sit in that good feeling longer and more deliberately, you hold yourself at a high frequency and it cannot dip as low as before because it doesn't have the momentum to dip low. Don't get me wrong, you will get that emotional dip into less enjoyable feelings. But because you held yourself longer in that great feeling, instead of dipping very low, let's say into depression, you dip into impatience instead. The more you are able to notice when you are feeling extra great and milking it, the less you dip into the very low and heavy emotions that can accompany it. What eventually happens with this practice is that you no longer dip into negative feelings. You are vibrating so high that your sine wave fluctuates from love to contentment to empowerment to hopefulness to joy to enthusiasm to appreciation to optimism to passion to positive expectations. So when you're vibrating on an extra high frequency, you don't go into the depression, to the anger, to the blame, to those negative, heavy emotions. If you practice being, when you feel good, if you stay in that high feeling frequency, you will dip a lot less lower. You'll be way more emotionally stable. So that's the concept behind this next video I have. And I'd like for you guys to let me know what you think. Thank you for tuning in. Have yourself a wonderful Sunday, and I hope everyone's safe and happy. And uh, another one of those emotions you can dip into is boredom. If you get bored, just think about get into appreciation. Get yourself back up into that high frequency, and then when you feel appreciative, stay there, milk it, milk it, milk it. And then that'll help you be more emotionally stable. You won't get triggered, can't even speak, you won't get triggered from anything negative in your life, because if you're vibrating high, those negative things don't pull you to that lower frequency. So thank you very much, everybody. I love you and have a great day.